Match 1, we kicked off with Eddie Kingston facing Miro for the TNT Championship. What did you gentlemen think of this match?
Yeah.
You go first, Pete. You go first, mate.
Well, obviously Miro we knew as Rusev in WWE. Eddie Kingston I'd heard a bit about, but I don't recall seeing him. Certainly not of late. I actually thought it wasn't a bad sort of match. Yeah, certainly not the best one on the card, but it was a typical Miro sort of match. And I thought they fought well. I thought Eddie Kingston did well. You know, showed a fair bit of toughness, kept coming back. The match had its ebbs and flows, but I actually didn't mind it at all, Mick.
No, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was solid. For an opening match on a card like that, it was solid. I thought it was in the right place where it meant to be. Eddie Kingston, I think I've seen at ROH. I think I've seen some of his work at ROH. The clash of two styles in that match. You had Rusev, which is now Miro, very old school style wrestling, right? With that, that MMA mix to it as well, which I quite like. I've always liked this style, and I couldn't understand why WWE moved him on. It was a sort of always a bit of a miss for me. I couldn't figure that out. Eddie Kingston. You can see by his style, he's a very 90s Japanese style wrestler. Now, my criticism to Eddie Kingston is this, right? Is that fighting spirit is not about not selling a shot. Fighting spirit is about taking the punishment and then coming back from it. And when I watch Eddie Kingston, I don't think he's ever got that concept of it at times, because every time I watch him, he won't sell a forearm, he won't sell this. If you're looking at Masato Tanaka, for argument's sake, as a guy that you're going to emulate, which is a guy that I watched a lot before I went to Japan, right? It's about taking that damage and absorbing it and getting anger and fighting spirit, not selling it. You have to sell it to make that work. And I think in that match, when he wasn't selling shots for Miro and he was sort of acting with fighting, he was missing the point of what they call fighting spirit, which is he should have sold those impacts and come back and use them as energy and come back from them. But I thought the match was good. I thought for the position it was in the right position. Miro is a great talent. And like I said, I still can't figure out why WWE never kept him around, especially currently, right? I gave the match a 7 out of 10, right? I thought for an open it was great. And I think Eddie Kingston was the right guy for the job, to do the job, because he's a good, credible opponent and made Miro look strong at the end of it.
Anthony, what do you think?
This was a nice, even-paced match at the start. There's fantastic heel work from Miro. Miro's crazy at athletic. His agility is amazing. All in all, I gave this a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah. They're pretty good, and to pick up on your point, not to get away from the topic, but he would have been good, Miro, if he was still in WWE against the likes. Yeah, you got your Bobby Lashley on one side and your Roman Reigns on the other, or whatever. But he's a big guy, so they need some credible big guys there at the moment. And
I just think at WWE at all. In that point, we can talk about this.
Yeah.
At the end of this podcast, I'm happy to go into a lengthy conversation about all the mistakes at WWE because I just shake my head. Look, as we go through this pay-per-view, you can see how much WWE's silly decisions in hiring and firing are making their competitor, AEW, which is their legitimate competitor now, stronger. They're basically throwing out top talent and they're going straight to AEW, and you would be silly not to book these people if they come across knocking on your door.
Seasoned professional good workers.
That's right.
You're going to take them.
you know, like as we'll talk about further on in, there's
Yeah.
other people, obviously, but you know,